A prince who once stood shoulder to shoulder with his brother at their mother's funeral. A grandson who walked behind the queen's coffin. A son who simply wanted to come home. Now imagine that same prince, being kept at arm's length by the very family he's desperately trying to reach. This is the story of Prince Harry's heartbreaking attempts to reconcile with the royal family, and their cold, calculated response. What you're about to discover will shock you, because behind the palace walls, a family drama is unfolding that's more painful than any fiction. And at the center of it all, a man fighting for something money can't buy. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because today we're diving deep into one of the most emotional chapters in modern royal history. This is the untold story of rejection, regret, and a reconciliation that may never come. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to when everything fell apart. January 2020. The world woke up to news that shook the monarchy to its core. Harry and Meghan announced they were stepping back as senior royals. The media called it BEGGED. The palace called it a crisis. But here's what most people don't know. Harry didn't want to leave Britain entirely. He proposed a half-in, half-out arrangement. He wanted to serve the Queen while building financial independence. He wanted to protect his wife from the brutal media scrutiny that he believed contributed to his mother's death. It was all or nothing. And so, Harry chose his wife. He chose his mental health. He chose California. But leaving didn't bring him peace. In fact, it brought something far more painful. Over the next few years, the gap between Harry and his family grew wider. There was the Oprah interview in March 2021, where Harry and Meghan made explosive allegations about racism and lack of support within the royal institution. The palace responded with that famous line, "Recollections may vary." Then came Harry's memoir, Spare, in January 2023. 600 pages of raw honesty, family secrets, and grievances aired for the world to see. Harry called his brother his arch-nemesis. He revealed physical altercations. He exposed private conversations. The book was a bestseller, but it cost him something priceless. King Charles stopped taking his calls. Prince William refused to engage. Even invitations to family events became complicated. Sources close to Harry say that by mid-2023, he was feeling the weight of his isolation. Yes, he had Meghan. Yes, he had his children, Archie and Lilibet. But there was a hole that his new life in Montecito couldn't fill. He missed his father. He missed his brother. He even missed the institution he'd spent years criticizing. And so began what insiders are calling Harry's reconciliation campaign. First, there were the phone calls. Harry reportedly tried multiple times to reach King Charles directly. Some calls were answered briefly. Others went to voicemail. The conversations that did happen were described as cordial but distant. Then, Harry flew to Britain. Multiple times. After Charles's cancer diagnosis was announced in February 2024, Harry hopped on a plane within hours. He spent just 45 minutes with his father at Clarence House. For a man who'd crossed an ocean hoping to rebuild a relationship with his father, that meeting must have felt like a door closing in his face. Harry tried again in May 2024, returning for the Invictus Games anniversary service. He requested a meeting with Charles. The palace said the king's schedule was too full, but Harry didn't give up. According to sources, he sent letters. Heartfelt, handwritten letters expressing his desire to heal the rift. He acknowledged the hurt he'd caused. He spoke about wanting his children to know their grandfather and their uncle. He even suggested family therapy, according to royal insiders. Prince William, according to multiple reports, has been the most resistant. Friends of William say he feels betrayed by Harry's public revelations. The future king reportedly believes that trust, once broken so publicly, cannot easily be repaired. Harry has apparently told friends that he regrets some of what he wrote in Spare. Not the truth of his experiences, but the way some private moments were shared. He recognizes that airing family grievances on the world stage made reconciliation infinitely harder. But by then, it was too late. The book was published. The interviews were aired. The damage was done. And the royal family, they were drawing a line in the sand. So why is the royal family keeping Harry at a distance? What's really going on behind those palace gates? According to royal experts and palace insiders, there are several reasons, and they're more complex than simple anger. First, there's the trust issue. The royal family operates on discretion. Privacy isn't just preferred, it's essential. When Harry shared private conversations, When he revealed family arguments, he broke an unspoken code. And now, family members reportedly worry. If I reconcile with Harry, will this conversation end up in his next book? Will this moment become content for a Netflix documentary? It's a valid fear, and it's created a wall of caution. Second, there's the institution's perspective. The monarchy isn't just a family, it's a 1,000-year-old institution. King Charles and Prince William aren't just father and brother, they're the current and future heads of state. Their advisors have reportedly counseled against a public reconciliation that might be seen as validating Harry and Meghan's criticisms of the institution. It's politics. Cold, calculated politics. But there's something else at play here too. Something more human. Prince William, by many accounts, is deeply hurt. He and Harry were once inseparable. After their mother died, they only had each other. William protected Harry. They promised to support one another always. And then Harry left. And then Harry spoke publicly about William's alleged temper, about disagreements over Meghan, about feeling like the spare to William's heir. For William, this wasn't just a betrayal of the institution. It was a betrayal of brotherhood. King Charles, meanwhile, is caught between being a father and being a king. Sources say he desperately wants a relationship with Harry and his grandchildren. He's reportedly saddened by the estrangement. But he's also aware that appearing to side with Harry could create tension with William, who will one day be king. Charles is trying to balance his heart with his duty. And right now, duty is winning. There have been small olive branches. Harry was invited to Charles's coronation in May 2023, though he attended alone and sat in the third row. He was in and out of Britain within 24 hours. But these gestures feel more like diplomatic necessity than genuine warmth. In September 2024, when Harry returned to Britain for a charity event, there was no family dinner, no private meeting, no photograph of reconciliation. The message was clear: you're family, but you're no longer one of us. And perhaps most tellingly, Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet, barely know their royal relatives. Lilibet has reportedly met King Charles only a handful of times. Prince George, Charlotte, and Louis barely know their California cousins. A whole generation of royals, growing up as strangers. The public, of course, is divided. And that division might be making reconciliation even harder. On one side, there are those who support Harry. They see a man who chose his mental health, who protected his wife from racist media coverage, who had the courage to speak his truth. They view the royal family's distance as cold and punishing. Give him another chance, they say. Family should forgive. On the other side are those who believe Harry made his choice and must live with the consequences. They argue that you can't publicly criticize your family for years, profit millions from tell-all books and documentaries, and then expect everything to go back to normal. Actions have consequences, they argue. Harry burned bridges he can't rebuild. Recent polls show British public opinion leaning against Harry. His approval ratings have dropped significantly since leaving royal duties. Many Britons feel he's attacked an institution they hold dear. And this public sentiment matters to the royal family. They're acutely aware of their image. A rushed reconciliation that the public sees as unearned could damage the monarchy's standing. While the world debates and takes sides, a family is fracturing. A father is missing milestones in his grandchildren's lives. Brothers who buried their mother together can't seem to find their way back to each other. And a man who once proudly served his country in uniform, who created the Invictus Games for wounded veterans, who by all accounts is a devoted father and husband. That man can't get his own family to sit down for dinner with him. Money can't fix this. Fame can't fix this. Even time might not fix this. And perhaps that's the saddest part of all. As of early 2025, the situation remains largely unchanged. Harry and Meghan continue to build their life in California. They're focusing on their children, their charitable work, and their media ventures. Outwardly, they appear happy and settled. But those close to Harry say he carries the weight of this estrangement every day. King Charles is navigating his reign while managing health challenges. He's shown willingness to communicate with Harry, but on his terms and within strict boundaries. There's love there, but it's guarded, protected. Prince William, according to all reports, remains the most resistant to reconciliation. He's focused on his own family, his royal duties, and preparing for his future role. Some experts believe William won't truly open the door to Harry until he's king himself, and maybe not even then. The palace continues to emphasize that Harry is a much-loved member of the family, but these statements ring hollow when there are no photographs of togetherness, no joint appearances, no genuine warmth on display. Harry is technically family, but he's on the outside looking in, and every attempt he makes to come closer seems to be met with polite distance. There have been no recent dramatic developments, no surprise reunions, no public breakthroughs, just silence, distance, a slow, painful acknowledgement that some broken things might not get fixed. Harry's desperate bid to reconcile appears to have met an immovable force, a royal family that's protecting itself, its future, and its wounds. The question now isn't whether Harry wants to come home. It's whether there's a home left for him to return to. Will King Charles, in his twilight years, decide that family matters more than protocol? Will he override advisors and pull his son close again? Will Prince William ever forgive? Can two brothers who once shared everything find their way back to each other? Or is that bond broken forever? And what about Harry? Will he continue reaching out, year after year, hoping for a breakthrough? Or will there come a day when he stops trying? When he accepts that the family he was born into is no longer the family he belongs to? Some royal experts predict that true reconciliation won't happen until there's a major life event, perhaps a serious illness, a death, or a crisis that forces everyone to reevaluate what truly matters. Others believe the damage is simply too deep, that too much has been said, too much trust has been broken, and too much time has passed. Here's what we know for certain. Prince Harry tried. He reached out. He flew across oceans. He wrote letters. He expressed regret. He offered pathways to healing. And the royal family, they kept their distance. Whether that distance is justified is for you to decide. Whether it's protective or punitive, necessary or cruel, wise or tragic, that's the debate that will continue. But for Harry, it's not a debate. It's his life, his family, his pain. And somewhere in Montecito, California, a prince who was once sixth in line to the throne is learning a hard truth that many of us already know. What do you think? Can this family heal? Should they forgive Harry? Or has he gone too far? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that matter. This has been the untold story of Prince Harry's desperate fight for family and the royal family's decision to keep him at arm's length. Some stories don't have happy endings. Maybe this one still can.